Delayed here. Are you kidding?
Already.
Just like that, baby.
What a start. Lewa's debut. I got hops.
Fair enough, baby. Come on now.
Look at their initials,
Really hasn't even
DFW.
touched it.
He doesn't need to.
Dallas won't worry, baby.
They're the hops right there. The 85 hops with the physical strength.
That's
Yee,
striker.
dude, I got over
Look at
him.
that.
Not fantastic defending. Let's see if it helps the opposition.
What a ball.
Oh man, it curled right in.
And just has to
Whoop.
Oh,
Got him. Alright. Alright, give me that. They just let me line it up. Hattie in 27 minutes.
in front of that defender, and she threw me. What a
She went for the header.
back in play here. A very effective clearance.
Skirting on.
Bodies forward and the break looks on.
Whoa.
Excellent vision.
Oh my play, that was
Oh,
nasty.
Victory.
Took your assist away, but holy crap.
I was trying to go to you.
It just
and
locked on
I held A too
computer.
hard.
Oh my gosh, that looks so dirty, dude. What's going on, everyone? This is Lesky here, and today we are back with another pro player build and another striker build. This time we're going to go over Lewandowski. He's had a great past few years, actually just like ever since he's been on Bayern, even on Dortmund. He has just been bagging goals in the Bundesliga. So to start off this Lewandowski striker build, we're going to be talking about the height and weight. So the height that we went for was 6 foot. I believe he's listed as 6'1" on FIFA. So we could go 6'2", we could go 6 foot. I decided to go an inch less and go 6 foot since our Ronaldo build, striker build that we made not too long ago is 6'2". So I decided to go 6 foot since we haven't made a 6 foot build yet. And yeah, that's really the only reason. And at 6 foot, you're a little bit pacier and the dribbling's a bit better. But if you want, you can go 6'2". I mean, you could go exactly the height Lewandowski is too, like 6'1". But there's really no point if you can just, I say this in a lot of my videos, you can just go 6'2", an inch taller and have the exact same stats. Like the attributes won't change on the skill tree at all, just going an inch taller. So that's kind of the main reason we went 6 foot for this build. And then for the weight, we went 174. This could also change. I wouldn't really go higher. I mean, you could go 176, but you'll lose a little bit more pace. It might give you a little bit more shot power and maybe a little bit more physical, but not much of a difference. I think 174 is pretty good for around like his body type in FIFA. It looks like the most similar. Also, you could go 149 to be a little bit skinnier and a little bit pacier, and you'll probably have a bit more agility as well. So either way, 149, 174, you're good to go. But I think 174, 6 foot is a good height and weight for Lewandowski. Now let's move on to the perks for this build. And I believe these are the exact 3 perks that we have on the Ibra build as well as the Ronaldo build. It is one-time shot, physical strength, and active first touch. These are just really good perks for a striker build, especially a bigger striker build that's like 6 foot or taller. At least in my opinion, these are my 3 favorite perks to use. I would definitely keep one-time shot and physical strength. It just fits the Lewandowski build the best. And then active first touch is another one that you could switch out if you like. If you want some more stamina and you're going to run a lot and you're tired of just having poor stamina. I don't know why they give almost every build in the game other than like midfielders like poor stamina to start with. In my opinion, I think no matter what position you are, you should at least have 80 stamina. Like these are pro players. It's pro clubs. You should at least have good stamina to last you throughout the game. I think that's kind of weird how they give pretty much every position and every build very bad stamina, and you're basically forced to upgrade it a bit. I get like how the smaller builds have lower stamina just to like kind of nerf them a bit compared to like last year. You would have like smaller builds running all over the place. But you still see that, I guess, all the time. So tireless runner could be an option. If you like taking distance shots, you could do that. And then the other one that would really be good for active first touch is if you preferred skilled dribbler. It'll increase your dribbling and give you flair trait. Active first touch, which is nice. It will increase your acceleration and sprint speed running onto a through ball. That's what I say on all my striker builds with this perk. It's very nice, especially since this isn't the paciest build. I think we have like 91 pace, which is pretty fast, but it's not the fastest, so it'll definitely help a bit. And it'll also increase our ball control, which is pretty nice. And grant you the flare trait on first touches, so you can do like one-time fancy passes, one-time fancy touches, but that's about it. You can only do fancy passes on your first touch. Just keep that in mind. And then for the other two perks for this build, the physical strength, like I say in all my player builds that I have with this perk on, it's one of my favorite perks, and it's just very good, especially for a bigger build that you're trying to upgrade the strength even more, and especially for a build where you can be good in the air. And this build is honestly one of my best builds that I've used in the air because we focused on increasing the jumping. We have the acrobat archetype, which increases the jumping and stamina. So we have a good amount of jumping on the skill tree, as well as the physical strength, which will help boost your jumping going for headers. So that's very nice, and it'll boost the strength. Lewandowski has 86 strength on his base gold card and ultimate team. We don't really have much strength on the skill tree. We didn't really upgrade it. We focused more on jumping, and we couldn't afford, even with max skill points, upgrading the strength. We needed to put those skill points elsewhere. So the physical strength will make up for the lack of strength on the skill tree. And then one-time shot is just good for pretty much any striker build. It'll give you the power header trait, which is very nice. With that high jumping on the build, you can actually leap over a lot of the center backs, and the jumping will really surprise you, and you'll get a lot of header chances, and just the power header is very nice, putting those chances away. And it'll also grant you the finesse, outside foot, and flair on one-time shots while increasing your finishing ability and also increasing your headers for one-time shots, of course. So that's the three perks that we have for this build. Let's move on to the skill tree now. As always, we're starting on the physical page for the skill tree. And like I said, we didn't go for upgrades in strength on this physical page for this Lewandowski build. Even though he has 86 strength on his base gold card and ultimate team, we just really couldn't get the bull archetype or even this one to get the strength up a bit. We're kind of just relying on that physical strength, making up for that. Maybe we'll have like around 80 strength. And using the build, it actually felt pretty strong. You can actually body people quite nicely because that big frame, 6 foot, 174. And then the physical strength perk does help a lot. So all we got is this first one right here. Costs 1 skill point for +2 strength. So that's pretty good value. Might as well take it. And then on the right side, like I said, we went for the acrobat archetype. And that's really all you do. And we get 85 jumping exactly, which he has exactly on his gold card. He has 85 jumping. And then we have the physical strength perk, so it'll increase the jumping even more. So it's probably around like 90 plus jumping, honestly, which is very good. And like I said, this is honestly, even though it's only a 6 foot build, it's not like a crazy tall build. It's one of the best builds I've used in the air. I got so many header chances. I definitely missed some, but you can't always make every single header. But I made a lot, and just getting on my head, it was just getting my head onto those balls, onto the crosses that I didn't think I would normally get my head onto them, just because of the boosted jumping with the physical strength perk is very nice, and you get a lot of header chances with this build. So looking at these physical stats, we have 85 jumping, like I said, 77 stamina. Even though we got some good amount of upgrades in stamina, like we got +2 here, and then we got the Lynx archetype and got +6. Like we only start at 69 stamina. Like I said, it's just kind of so stupid that you start with 69 stamina and are forced to upgrade it a bit. But even then, we only get 77. We don't even get over 80. So like I said, if you don't want the active first touch and you want to go tireless runner, then that could be a pretty good bet since we don't even have over 80 stamina. 72 strength, which the physical strength might be making up for that a bit. And then we got some reactions, +4 reactions with this one right here. And that'll get us to 86 reactions. On his gold card, he has 93 reactions. Can't really get close to that unless we get like these right here. But we just don't have the skill points for that. So that's it for the physical page. On to dribbling, where this page was kind of difficult to get it similar to Lewandowski. Like if we go to his team of the year card, his extremely cracked 98 rated team of the year card, he has 85 agility and 91 balance. On all of his cards, he has more balance than agility. And it's really just not possible like this year to get more balance and agility unless you go like 253 pounds or like a crazy high weight, and then possibly you'll have more balance or like very similar balance and agility. So we just had to settle for more agility than balance. I decided to go for the Lynx archetype. I think that's very important. I know he doesn't have crazy agility on FIFA, but that's just good for any build. But if y'all don't want the Lynx archetype, y'all can take that off and maybe go for like the bull if you can get some more skill points. and go for the bull archetype, you could do that. But again, as a striker, having good agility is extremely important. One of the most important attributes in the game, in my opinion, even more important than pace, honestly. We have 4-star skills. We make sure to go on this left side, get this balance right here, get this dribbling, and then get the skills. And then you're only going to get this ball control. This one ball control for +2, one skill point for +2 ball control. And then on this right side, what you're going to do is get this Lynx archetype. I find it strange though, how when you go for the Lynx archetype, it makes you get this agility. Like what if I just wanted this, what if I just wanted this balance right here? And then I wanted to skip this agility and go for the Lynx archetype? You can't do that. You can't just go straight down. It makes you get the agility, which is kind of weird to me. I feel like that's kind of messed up, or maybe that's like that on purpose. But it seems like you should just be able to go straight down. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So we basically have to get that extra agility, which basically gives us way more agility than balance. So we have 87 agility, 81 balance. Not the best dribbling stats, but really not too bad. And even though we only have 86 ball control, remember we do have the active first touch perk on this build and the physical strength perk, which both increase your ball control. So that's very nice. And now moving on to passing. And Lewandowski's passing really isn't too bad. Even on his base gold card, he has 79 passing, 85 short pass, 81 vision, 70 long pass. Those are really the main passing attributes. We don't even have that good of passing. We just had to leave it off exactly like the Ibra build and the Ronaldo build, those striker builds. It's just more important as a striker to ignore the passing ability and go for some shooting upgrades. Like if you wanted to, you could go for like the precision pass for instead of the active first touch. If you really want to get a little bit of passing increase, you could do that. That could be an alternative for that active first touch perk. But like with all the other striker builds that I have on the channel, we didn't focus on the passing because even if you upgrade it, it's really not going to upgrade it that much and make much of a difference. So really nothing much to talk about here on this passing page. On to shooting. Similar to the Ibra build, I think it's almost exactly the same, except for we got this heading. So on this top left, this is basically, we're going for the shot power increase, to get more shot power. And then we kind of just had 3 skill points left on the build. You could use these 3 skill points elsewhere if you find a spot, but I decided to go for the increase in heading. Since we have a lot of jumping and we're going to get a lot of header chances with the one-time shot, it'll make your headers even better, which is very nice. It'll upgrade to 85 heading. And on his base gold card, he has 90 heading. So that's actually even better than what we have. But the one-time shot perk will actually increase it, the heading accuracy a bit, and like just the finishing on headers. So maybe it's around 90, exactly kind of what he has. Then on this other side, it's another shot power increase. It's only 3 skill points to upgrade some penalties and some shot power, plus 3 shot power and plus 2 penalties, so it's pretty good. And then we get 83 shot power. It's not as much as he has. You really just can't get that much shot power in pro clubs unless you go for the finisher archetype on top of that, which you would have to take off the Lynx archetype and let go of the jumping. And you might have to take something else off. Actually, no, I think you could take off the Lynx archetype and then take off this stamina. And then there you go. You could have the finisher archetype if y'all really want to just improve the finishing and not focus on the physical at all. But then again, you only have 71 stamina, so that could be a problem. And maybe you would want to run the tireless runner perk. So I decided not to go for the finisher archetype on this build. I think just the shot power increases and the heading is good enough. But on the right side of the shooting page, we got these 6 things like I do in most of my builds, just very good value getting all these things right here. And then the 4-star weak foot, like Lewandowski has, he has the 4-star weak foot, 4-star skills. So we have exactly that on the skill tree. And then just looking at the attributes, we have 92 finishing. It's not as high as what he has. He has 95 on his gold card, but I really don't think that's going to make much of a difference. 95 to 92 finishing, you're not going to notice much of a difference there. 85 heading, 83 shot power with these shot power increases right here. 87 long shots, 87 volleys, and 83 penalties. And remember, we do have the one-time shot, which will increase our finishing attributes, like on one-time volleys. And also, I don't think I mentioned, the one-time shot will also increase your weak foot on one-time shots. So we have a 4-star weak foot, but if you're hitting it with like hitting a one-time shot with your weak foot, it'll upgrade it a star level to the 5-star weak foot, which is very nice. And even without these like shot powers right here, we only have 77 shot power, which is pretty poor. So that's the main reason we went for these upgrades in shot power, and then also just the heading accuracy right there. And that's the shooting page. Not too bad for a Lewandowski Pro Clubs build. And again, if you want the finisher archetype on top of this shot power and all this stuff, then you're going to have to take off that acrobat archetype or the links archetype on the dribbling page. So now onto the last page, which is pace. And we went for the full pace upgrade. I guess if you don't want like a ton of pace, because Lewandowski, like all of his cards aren't that fast. His gold card only has 78 pace, but for a Pro Clubs build, that's just not very usable. His Team of the Year card, though, the 98 rated one, has 93 pace, so we're a little bit closer to that. So max pace for a 6', 174-pound striker build is 91 acceleration and 91 sprint speed, which is pretty good. And then we do have the active first touch, so if you're getting a through ball in behind you, your acceleration and sprint speed will actually increase a bit when you're running onto that through ball. So I didn't really have any complaints with the pace for this Lewandowski build. As a 6', 174-pound striker, 91 pace is nice. And if you want to be a little bit pacier, then go down and weight a bit. Go 149. You might lose some physical and maybe some shot power a bit possibly, and maybe some agility, but you'll have like +1 pace. I think you'll probably have 92 acceleration, 92 sprint speed. But then again, are you really going to tell a difference between 92 pace and 91? I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. So that's kind of the main reason we went 174. And I think 174 also gives you more jumping, which is pretty nice too. And it gets us to basically exactly what Lewandowski has, actually even more because of that physical strength perk. So no complaints with the pace on this build, and it's just a very good build to use as like a target man striker, or just like a central striker focal point for your team that's able to whip the ball in the box to you, play off of you, lay off the ball to your attacking mids, and then make another run in behind. I think this build is very good and a very well-rounded striker build for pretty much any formation in Pro Clubs. And that's going to do it for this Lewandowski striker build. Please let me know in the comments if you do give this build a try. I'd love to hear how you like it and how you got on with it. Please let me know. And if you could hit that like on this video and hit that subscribe button on my channel, trying to get to 3K subscribers, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.